The first person that you could count on to take care of you is yourself. How's everyone doing? It's good to see everyone. It's been quite an interesting week, and I hope everyone is doing well with the energies. Just had a little blizzard here in the east, northeast. I know we're all over the place and we're all dealing with different energies. But yeah, today is Friday Night Live, and I have a lot in store for us. We're going to be going all over the place today. It's good to see everyone. We're from all over the country and on different continents in the chat. It's good to see you all. So today's message is going to be mostly on self-care and the importance, and it's going to be on my reflections of dealing with the blizzard and dealing with the like a science experiment when you take away the things that I talk about all the time. And we're even going to talk about hobbies tonight. So there's a lot going on in the world, and it's important to practice self-care, because I know a lot of people that are tuning into this transmission are here to help others, but we can't lose focus that you need to manage yourself first before you could go out there and be a light worker, right? So yeah, we're all having an interesting journey right now. So tonight we're going to discuss a little bit of everything. I just, as I'm making this transmission, the Schumann Resonance actually has been very low. It goes from 9 to total calm. So that's basically, it's at a little bit above the baseline. So there's not much going on energetically in the Schumann Resonance. I know we always get excited when there's major activity, but no activity to report in the Schumann Resonance. So I guess our energies are kind of reflecting more scientific data, this resonance. So we're all maybe kind of calm right now. We're going to take the casual Friday approach to this one, and our physical vessel might be mimicking the Schumann Resonance, since we all live in this cavity. So tonight I want to talk about self-care and what that looks like, and merging 3D and 5D together, because we're all living on this timeline right now. A lot of you like the Mandela effect presentations that I've done, but we need to know that we are both living in the 3D, but we're transitioning to 5D. So a lot of times we don't want to always go pedal to the metal, and we also don't want it to be a part of every minute of the day. So we always need to fill ourselves up with energy. So you know, even myself, like sometimes I get very motivated. I got to do X, Y, and Z, and you know, bring on the 5D Earth. But then sometimes we get burnt out. And, you know, I really had the time to reflect on this and actually feel myself being prohibited from doing all of the things that I talk about, being stuck with a blizzard. But you know, I got outside to do some shoveling, but I did not do what I normally do. So I could see the difference in myself, how I felt, you know, and I know a lot of people are not feeling so great. So I make this message tonight to help us understand what self-care means, because it's going to be different for each person. I think they said over 14 inches for sure, but yeah, it was a lot. And you know, it's not easy to get all around town like we normally do. So sometimes it's important to disconnect, and you want to rest and do things that feel comfortable to you, what's relevant to you on your journey, and these things could be what is considered maybe matrix things to do, or 3D activities, right? So sometimes we want to take a moment and actually have that part of our lives, right? So we don't need to we're in the matrix, but it doesn't define who we are. Shonda, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Crystal stars, I appreciate you. So we had this big snowstorm, and during this time, I was not able to ground, and I was not able to work out, go to the gym, to do a few things in the house. But I seen the change in myself, and I could see we kind of went through this when everything kind of got shut down in the beginning of 2020. So it could be very easy to fall in the trap. So I can't stress enough how important it is to find time to get outside every day and work out, whatever the workout is for you. So recently, I did a world famous video on the waters of the body, and you need the waters of the body to flow. So, for me on my journey, I like to go to the gym and work out. So when that's taken away, your body actually starts to, like, you're falling out of that routine. So, not being out in nature, not being able to work out, I could see a difference in how I felt. So it definitely, when you see that you're locked inside, you could definitely see the difference. So that's why it's very important that everyone become conscious that everyone needs to be out, and our physical and mental health will follow that. The waters of the body need to move. So if it's calls you on your journey, and if it's just walking, and if you have a Fitbit and you track your steps, the water of the body needs to flow, and dis-ease will develop in the body when the water becomes stagnant. So think about stagnant water, and how bacteria, and how it's filth. So you need the body to move and replace water. So we do this by moving, and we're going to be able to flush the body, get the waters of the body to flow. Sunlight, being with a thank you, being in a blizzard, right? There's no sun even when you're outside, and just being inside for more than I normally am inside, I could definitely see the difference. So it's important to understand things that can improve both physical and your mental health. So, I could definitely see the difference being caught up. So the message that it's very like ringing like a bell, resonating within me, is sharing the consciousness of self-care. So, the time that you take for, working out, taking time to visit natural parks, places that are by you. I know that I'm very blessed. It's a very dense area where I live, but I'm very blessed that I could be by the ocean. I know some of you said that you're not by the ocean. So take the time to visit these places, and again, I know the time period is rough, and it's hard finding our brothers and sisters, the real authentic people. So if you have, a friend to go to these nature spots with, but like I said, self-care, the only person that you could rely on to take care of yourself is yourself. All right. And that's what we need to understand, and it shows you when we sit back and we see the evidence. I always say, practice what you preach. And, during the time without having the workout, without, having the grounding and making world famous videos outside, I could see the difference. It's a lot different. Maybe if you have someone with you, everyone's journey is different. You could have a loved one, but a lot of people don't have anyone to rely on. So you have yourself. So it is important to, when it comes to self-care, your activities, working out, waters of the body flowing, being in nature, grounding, and getting sunlight. All of these things will help improve your core vibrational frequency, which will therefore improve both your physical and mental health. And I know a lot of you are like me, and we're doing this on our own right now. We don't have anyone to rely on. And I know some people are even worse. They're stuck in situations that they can't escape from. So we could also be grateful that we're not stuck in those situations as well. Everyone is in a different situation during this event. So you want to also change it up. So let's, I take myself, I'm taking myself as the example. I like to go out in nature and make the videos. And recently I did something different. I just snuggled up on the couch with Mini Cap. You guys like those videos with the Mandela effect? So I did something a little bit easier. It takes a lot of time. I gotta set all these things up over here. So it was a little bit easier. I want to have a nice presentation, but a lot of times it's just the message, right? The energy behind the word. So I could just sit on the couch and make a message. And we're also, again, doing neuroplasticity. This is in a different form. I spoke about doing my first video during doing my first live stream, right? And, that's it. What I did this week was actually downgrading, but you know what? It made it a little bit easier. We know it works. And, every once in a while, maybe if I don't have the, the energy to set everything up or go drive somewhere, we utilize what it's given to us. So like a lot of times we have to go with the flow, right? We talked about flow versus force, right? So obviously I can't go out. I couldn't go anywhere. So, we use the energy of the blizzard to just sit on the couch and create that way. So changing it up is important. And by doing so, and you're changing it up, you're going to maybe discover something that is beneficial to you. So these are all forms of self-care. And it's important right now. It's important to disconnect, right? So, we kind of know the truth behind everything, but every once in a while we could dabble in matrix life, right? And, that's actually our escape, right? So we're transitioning right now. And that's what this part of the message is. 2080, I actually have. It's on the channel page, but that's actually very important. 2080 writes about gaslighting. You might come across creatures on your journey that want to gaslight you, right? So that's very important. It's important to go within and just ignore people. I know it's hard sometimes, right? We all deal with this. I still promise to do a full video on spirit and ego and, being authentic. But yes, as 2080 writes, gaslighting happens a lot, and especially during this time period. So, it's important to disregard that. That's self-care as well. Walking away from lower vibrational beings is also another form of self-care. You got to worry about yourself. Sometimes we think to ourselves, I'm worried about what, this person is going to, do. Oh, I have to stick it out. I have to stick it out. But, sometimes self-care could be walking away. Walking away is important. Thanks for bringing that up. Keep it coming. Yeah. So, a lot of times, we're in very dense energy right now, but it's also important to just relax all the time. I think about, what I want to accomplish doing this, what I'm accomplishing for us as a people. what I'm accomplishing in creating the 5D Earth, but we're still like it doesn't like happen like that. So there's also time to spend spend your time in its distractions from everything that's going on with matrix stuff. So for me on my journey, it's I like to watch football. That's American football for those that are not in United States. And I have a hobby, and I like to collect sports cards, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And the moral of the story is sometimes we can take time, and even though this activity is maybe not so 5D, I'm trying to show people that you could walk the lines between both realities right now. There's actually two realities going on right now. So it's important that as my great Nana taught me, there's a time for this and a time for that. So a lot of my downtime, if it's not like we want to get where we want to go, but we could actually take time to just enjoy things that we like. So and it's not maybe the most 5D thing. Bev, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Victory of the light. We could still spend time doing a hobby that we like, even if it's not, considered, quote unquote spiritual, or, you might have a skill. And I actually have a skill, and I'm going to share a little bit about that tonight. And who knows, maybe this will be also something that we can incorporate and try to find I could talk about, maybe something that's more matrix, but then other people will see it and then they'll hear other messages, right? So it's kind of like walking the line between 3D and 5D and just doing different things to raise awareness, because one thing leads to another. So for me on my journey, I like to collect sports cards, and it's a hobby of mine. I actually very skillful at it. So I want to talk a little bit about that tonight. So I spent a little time, going through my stuff and looking at what's on the market right now. And some of you, I know there might for our channel, there might only be like 10 people that know what I'm talking about, but I just want to share this. And, maybe it is something that resonates, I already got one person, so maybe it will see. I don't even know what, sometimes you just need to take the leap of faith. So maybe there's a lot of people that collect sports cards. Now that it's blowing up in the chat. So I got the green light from the universe. So, I like to collect sports cards. I got into it when I was a teenager. And I learned, worked in a sports collectible store when I was a kid, and I learned all about it. So I learned about, how to collect for certain players. And, in the world right now, sports cards are actually becoming such a big thing. So there's different, you could be like a regular collector, just a collector for yourself. And, there's people that, it's become very big. People want to make money on it, like cards that go for like 10,000, 20,000, a lot of money. But just for like a regular collector, just show you this example. So I was always a big Peyton Manning fan. So this is an example. I don't know if the glare is picking it up. So you get you get the card, you get it graded. PSA is the grading company, and this is a mint 9. And, it's encased. So it'll always be, you don't have to worry about condition. I think the glare is, I don't know if you can see it. The glare is shining on it, so you can't see it. So if you're listening to this message for the next 2 minutes, I like to collect people that are not, there's different ways you could go about it, but I always collected a lot of Peyton Mannings. Maybe you, if you're from America and you watch football. Okay, good. I see people know Peyton Manning. I know I'm on many content, so I might bore people with this this part of the message. But I see other people collect, other things. I understand that, Ian, but I'm just sharing something, and I agree with you, Ian. But sometimes it's just, a different thing to look at. I also, have a couple. I know the. Some people would like crystals, right? That's something else we could, maybe some of you collect crystals. I know the chat will blow up from that. But the moral of the story is you can do something that, you're good at. That's actually something that I'm good at. And, and after this live is over, leave comments if that's something that you're interested in. I actually spent time, because it just happens to be a hobby that I was always into, and now reflecting on it and seeing how big it's gotten. That football is the sport that I watch. It was very interesting. And then I watched some YouTube videos of people that do videos on sports cards. So I just felt like maybe someday, very soon, I would do my own world famous video on how to start a sports card collection. And if you want to see that and it won't bore you, you could leave that in the chat. But it might be just something that I feel like doing, because I learned so much about it and learned about cards and what to collect and grading the cards. So, and Ian brought it up. It is not very a 5D thing, but sometimes we have other friends. We have other friends that are not where we are, but they're kind of with us. So it gives us things to talk about. So, and I hope this part of the message makes sense too. It's good to be able to walk the lines between both dimensions, because I have friends that sports still resonates with them a lot, and I like it too. And we know that the Super Bowl is coming up, and I watch. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl with my friends, and actually, I got some. I got some already here. We got to make some world famous guacamole. So got to have the avocados ready. But we could talk about food. I could take any topic. I could make a world famous video on it. So it's just something that we could all gather on, and I might make a secondary video about that. So sometimes we want to do things that it works for self-care. I talked about nostalgia before. For me, sports cards is nostalgia. And yes, I agree that it's not very quote unquote 5D, because we can't take this stuff with us, but we're kind of like transitioning right now. Right. So, and it kind of gives us, so you're the light worker, right? So, think about like you have, similarities or similar interests that other people have. And then you make a connection with them through that. And then once you've made that connection, then you say, oh, and then you could talk about, 5D and the 5D earth. And, it works with all of you, my brothers and sisters, but, so you don't go, just to strangers and say, do you want to know about the fifth dimension? They don't want to know that right away. So, it is actually good to, take time to, do these matrix hobbies. I also was into comic books. I kind of got rid of all my comic books because they're a lot bigger. Cards are a little bit smaller, so yeah. So there's a lot. Yeah, maybe it's not. I don't know. I want to we take different, and I appreciate all of you. Everyone has different things to say. Michelle, you have Jerry Rice's rookie card. That's great. Yeah, you got to get it graded. And there's a lot of it's just and I'm going back to that for a second. It's changed so much where and people either they trade them or they're buying and selling them, or you could just collect them. But it's gotten to a point now where people it's not like how it was when we were younger. It's changed a lot, especially this past year. And I looked at it because I kind of like, every once in a while I'll say, oh, maybe I'll get a card or something. But I think what happened was this past year, it brought up a lot of nostalgia, right? So, go back to nostalgia. And a lot of people used to collect cards as a kid, and it is just grown so much. So maybe I'll do a video on cards, and maybe that video will be seen. I'll just do a video about how to do a card collection, and maybe people will see the video. I try to vary the topics. They're all, that one might be a little bit less related, but like I just recently discussed Mandela effects, and Mandela effects are very important and relative to this timeline shift that we're going through right now. And we're thinking about energy, frequency, and vibration. So, it's, they're all, sometimes, I mean, you all know me by now. You don't want to be too serious, and it's good to, step back every once in a while and, do a little, matrix things. We can't do this. It'll burn you out sometimes. I know a lot of you, and that's what we just discussed. The density, the energy is dense. A lot of people were expecting for the release to happen already, and that passed, and now it's continuing. So what I'm here to share with you when it comes to self-care is maybe find a hobby that's totally unrelated to all of this, and use it as a distraction, because it's rough right now, and anything. Laughter is the best medicine, right? I hope I make good enough jokes for all of you. So, but that's where it all piggybacks comes around to self-care and relying on yourself. And sometimes we need unicorns and rainbows, but not everything's unicorns and rainbows. I appreciate that. Just reading the comments. Yeah. So, if you're just tuning in now, we're talking about self-care and taking time to disconnect from everything. And even if it might be something that's not so quote unquote spiritual, and, find things that, just take a break from something. Take a break and bring up things that, nostalgia is a very powerful force, and I think that's why all of this collector stuff is coming back up right now. And, it's actually something that I'm very knowledgeable about. So I could actually help people improve on on their collections, and it's good to see that a lot of you collect cards as well. Just like last week, we do things, and it might not be you take the leap of faith, and you don't know until you say it, like my little chant last week, so you just take the leap of faith, and now I see other people collect cards as well. So that's why it's always good to share. Collecting unicorns is cool too. I'm for anything that makes you happy. Listen, I have friends that they collect like action figures and stuff, but everything, whatever your hobby is, just do it. It's not hurting anyone. And hopefully that, it gives you a little break from everything that's going on. We're not, Benjamin, I think one day I'm going to do a stand-up show too. That might throw me off of here. Who knows? So, if it's live, they throw rotten tomatoes at you. Yeah. So there's all, we should do 144 things. I like that. Well, that's what we'll do. Tarot cards, I'm just reading crystals. I'm reading things that people, if you collect something, write it in the chat. I'll just share it. I see crystals, tarot cards. It's it's your everyday life. So you might have keychains, crosses. I have a few angels too, hummingbird. Yeah, I see other people. I have a couple of, one of them you see back there, right? I have a couple of those as well. So yeah, I mean, take the time, vinyl records, right? So it's, Brookie, a lot of people collect Pokemon cards. Are Pogs still, I used to have Pog, I might have Pogs somewhere. I don't know if they're still worth something else. I have to dig them out. They have to be somewhere. Yeah, I have a couple of pyramids. Some of you collect pyramids. I collect pyramids, and those things are more like energetic, like what we do, right? What's part of our journey now. I have pyramids and angels and things like that. But I wanted to take some time to talk about, maybe something that's unrelated, like collecting sports cards. And, it just, if you know what you're doing, you could be very successful at it. And you could also, just waste your money on a lot of things too. But it depends on, just like how, like crystals, one crystal might be worth the world to you. So a card could be worth the world to you as well, because it means something to you. So still a thing. I'm seeing people write about Pogs. Or you just found it, Gina? So is that good or bad? It's glitching again. So one of the things I wanted to leave you guys with today, and I've spoken about it a few times. Am I still glitching? I'm sorry if you're watching this on the replay. I see people collect Hot Wheels. That's cool. One glitch. Okay. Save it, Bev. Send it to the Telegram group, Bev. Yeah, everyone has. I know friends, and again, it's everyone's different. I have friends that I know they have like a whole full garage worth of like comic books and things that they collect. I see someone wrote records. Those take a lot more space than cards. Cards are a lot smaller. So these are ways to manage your mental health. Self-care, and you could take time to step back from all this 5D and the shift and everything, because you're making bridges to other people. Priscilla, Wolverine's my favorite superhero. I have some Wolverine busts too. If anyone collects, it's not an action figure; it's called a bust. He's Wolverine, actually, kind of like Captain. When we look at superheroes, I was always into comics when I was younger. There's characteristics about them, but the Wolverine is probably describes me the most, and he was my favorite growing up. Yes. Oh, you're collecting YouTube videos now, right? I made a joke once about my my world famous thumbnails, like that they would be cards one day. You relate to Wolverine? That's great. I got a lot of Wolverine fans in the house too. I should have brought. I should have brought my Wolverine. We'll bring him out soon too. Wolverine. I've been saving a video. I know, Regina. That's why he's my favorite. If you said which superhero resonates with me the most, Wolverine. We're talking about hobbies and superheroes today on our everyday lives. But it's important. It's important to do this stuff and laugh because it's not. We're not in control of everything that's going on in the world, and we need some escape from everything, and this is the way that we do it. Yes, Priscilla. It was going to be a video on regeneration. I'm good at it. I also would like to thank all of you that prayed for me and sent me energy. My shoulder is getting better. Still not there, but actually, I want to reflect on that as well. A lot of times, we think that we're either done or we have to start over again. And I feel like that's what a lot of us felt in January. We thought like, it's going to be done, and now we have to start over again, right? So that's kind of like they finally opened everything up. I was training hard. I was getting back to where I was, and I was happy. And then I had an injury, and I felt like, I have to start all over again. And sometimes we have to do that on our journey. So just keep that in mind. Just keep moving forward. But we're shifting. It doesn't matter, right? The energy of the planet, and that's we piggyback to the Schumann Resonance. The energy of the planet has changed. The frequency has changed. So life is not going to be so difficult as we continue to move forward. So it's going to get a little bit easier, because everything is a vibrational frequency, and we're all becoming aware of this. So, positive feedback loop, we're all going to improve. It's our everyday lives, 528 for the 528 hertz frequency. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna. I actually, I've been holding off on it. I redid my first video. If I were to do it again, we're in Mercury retrograde right now. It's a good time to go backwards, right? Not to go forward. So it's good to review things and improve on things from your past. I also have world famous videos on Mercury retrograde. Don't be scared of Mercury retrograde. It'll be okay. Everyone hears Mercury retrograde. But it's all about being conscious. Going with the flow. Go back to what I said before. I couldn't go anywhere, by the water. So, and I was tired from shoveling and everything. I said, all right, maybe I'll just make a video on the couch. And, so you got to kind of go with the flow. So that's the energy we're in right now. So we'll see. There's nostalgia. Yeah, that's good. Nostalgia during retrograde. Yeah. So, and that's what I found myself doing. I felt myself, looking at some of the old cards and just seeing what's out there now, and watching some videos on them now. And I say, I could make a world famous video about sports cards too, It's like, I'll do a video on that. But yeah, that's why, it's, as I knock things over, that's why it's important to switch it up and to go back to all these other things. It's important that you want me to do a video on sports cards? I'll do it. Yeah, it's volcanic. Yeah, volcanic ice. That's great. Nostalgia, and this time of Mercury retrograde, it's important. So, but yeah, I was watching some videos, and I'm like, I'm pretty knowledgeable. I could do that. And that's why, I always say you want to, because everything's going to kind of merge, right? So everything's kind of merging. So, everything that I've done so far, I will, Tina, but it'll have to be warmer, because I'm not going to do a video wearing anything on my face. So yeah, so we have to wait until things open up, and I'm coming back from. I was getting there, and now I have to start again. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, I try to vary the topics. So I recently did Mandela effects. I do health. If you aren't aware, if you go to the channel page, I have a whole playlist of health videos. Everyone likes the 4 foods to avoid in your diet. That's what you shouldn't eat. There's a lot of science in that one. You should watch that one. My world famous cilantro video. We need some cilantro for the guacamole this weekend, right? Yes. So it's important that certain things don't define me, but I know about it, right? So everything that I've done, what I'm doing now as a whole defines me. But years ago, right, I did bodybuilding shows, right? It's something that I excelled at, and I won, kid. But it doesn't define who I am. It was the superhero inside of me. I wanted to learn about health, right? So I went about it a certain way. It didn't define me, right? Talked about sports cards, right? What did I talked about? Mandela effects, right? So these are just other things. You want to build bridges to other people, and then once you've done that, you can. Hope I didn't lose you. It was glitching on my end. Yeah, if you don't have cilantro, it's big trouble. I make a world famous hummus too. I've done videos on hummus too. You should check that out. All on the channel page. Corinne, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this. Am I cool or just a sticker? So that's why it's important. So you find the stuff that resonates with you so that you could disconnect from everything. And we can't go pedal to the metal because you're going to get burnt out. So you want to find these things, maybe that sparks nostalgia, and then you make friends or you have something in common. That's all we need to have things in common with other people. A lot of the things that I learned, you have the science mind, and, all of these concepts are very new. But like I told you a long time ago, right? This might not be so popular right now. See me in 2 years, bro. Right? So everything, right? So it's not like maybe the first thing you want to lead with, but if you have some of these hobbies, then it leads to other things. Like I know people that might do yoga, for example. I'm not a yoga kind of guy. I pick things up and put them down. That's my journey. But find these things to build bridges with other people, and now you have common ground, and then you can talk about other things. So I think when I wrap this up, I'm gonna talk about the Super Bowl, but it'll be something that you guys are all aware of, and I'll give my thoughts on it, and we'll see. But I have a feeling of positivity. A lot of you are aware of what happens halftime, right? So maybe I'll do that. If you want to hear a halftime video, maybe tomorrow. Write it in the chat. Just write halftime breakdown. I'll know. Yeah, and I spoke about that too. It's all different journeys. Like I lift weights to get the waters of the body to flow. I switched it up over the summer, started riding my bike again. You know, I got into pull-ups again until they tore the pull-up bar down, right? I wonder why, right? You know, so you have to be resourceful. But, you know, everyone does their thing. If yoga is your thing, you know, do it. Pilates is your thing, do it. Walking around the park is your thing, do it with that Fitbit, kid. So, you know, everyone has, that's 45 minutes in. I'll let her know. Everyone has their own thing. So it could be lifting weights or, you know, doing yoga, riding a bike, tracking steps with a Fitbit. But the waters of the body needs to flow. You know, I saw that, you know, during this whole, you know, snowstorm, and I wasn't able to get out. So definitely, you know, take the time to work out whatever it is, get the waters of the body to flow, get the sunlight, do the grounding, and it's going to help you. And, you know, take time to, you know, self-care, whatever it is, whatever resonates with you. 80-20, right? So 80-20, the law of 80-20. So you can spend 20% of your time doing, you know, stuff that you just feel like doing. And maybe I'll do some of that as well. Yeah. Well, let's see if there's any changes this Sunday. And hopefully there will be. But we'll see what happens. So I hope that this message was helpful for you. I know we were all over the place today. I told you we we're going to go all over the place. You know, but the overall message is self-care. Because the only person you could rely on to take care of you is yourself. My mother taught me that, right? Love you, Mom. So, you know, keep that in mind during this time period. If you're just tuning in now, please watch the first 20 minutes and, you know, then we go into overtime. You know the spiel with my lives by now. And it was nice chatting with all of you. I don't see that hello and goodbye. I see it calm right now. So we'll see. But maybe it's in the future. Maybe tomorrow it'll go off. So I hope this message on self-care was helpful for you. And, you know, just live your everyday life and don't worry about anyone else. And that's be educated, know about physical and mental health, do the hobbies that you like to do. And, you know, now you have, you know, someone said laughter is the best medicine. You know, I watch football with my friends and, you know, we have a good laugh. And, you know, we might not have what we, you know, put out there to the universe, but if you have a handful of friends, and that's, I know we're all kind of similar energies. We're all the same, you know, there's no one else here but me. That's it. So, you know, but, you know, it's good to get together with friends. You might be getting together with friends to watch the Super Bowl, and, you know, it's just something to escape. You know, you don't have to go pedal to the metal every minute. So, Tampa. Yeah. If you've stumbled across this message, if you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people. And please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we could rapidly grow our 5D community. I'll do a world famous video on anything. I'm the best there is at what I do. The Wolverine said that too, you know. So remember, self-care. It's very important. It's important to take a break, take a time out, you know, even if you just lay on the couch and, you know, whether you make a world famous video on the couch or you're just watching a documentary that resonates with you. If you're watching My Ugly Mug on the screen, don't watch me on the video. I know some of you watch me on TV. Yeah, the best there is at what I do. You'll see 2 years from now. Watch. Future proofs past. I appreciate all of you. I'm grateful for all of you. You're all my family. I hope you all know that. And I'm leading the charge, and I'm breaking and destroying subconscious programs that no longer serve our greatest purpose. You might come across people that tell you how to live your life. I'm here to break those programs. I'm here to teach the truth. Teach the truth. That's what I'm here to do. And just have people realize you could do whatever you want to do. Tammy, thank you very much. I appreciate you. It's my honor to do this. And I'll keep doing the world famous videos, and I'll keep switching them up because it's building bridges to other people that could find the other messages. And you do the same thing as well. I'm just leading by example. So when you go out into the real world, I know it could be scary out there, right? But you're gonna have friends, and then right now we're going through a transition. So not everyone wants to do 5D stuff all day, every day. So maybe if you have a hobby like mine is sports cards, for example, or even if it's crystals are more 5D. I'll do another video on crystals. I did one video on crystals. I did the blue onyx. So if you like crystals, if you go to the channel page, blue onyx, I broke down that crystal. Maybe I'll do some more crystals. So I will ask this. As always, I appreciate you sharing the message. If you want to see me do a world famous video on sports cards or crystals, leave them in the comments. And I appreciate it. I'm doing everything. I had a conversation with with a few people. I do everything by myself. So I do read comments. If you see the emojis, it's my way of showing you that I'm acknowledging it. But I try to just show everyone that I acknowledge their comments. If there's 300 comments, right, just that I'm here. I have to do everything myself. I have to do the matrix life. I have to set up. I have to do all this self-care. No one's going to take care of you but yourself. My mama taught me that, right? Self-care. Do it all yourself. I know a lot of you do it all yourself. We're all going to do it all ourselves. Don't rely on anyone else but yourself. All right. I appreciate you. It's my honor. I appreciate you. And I hope this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste. All right, guys. I'll see you real soon.